Ladies and gentlemen, that was the lovely and talented Katie Clay, first of more than 20 local performers you're going to see tonight in our second annual Who's Who Missoula Revue. Welcome.
We're all in for a real treat tonight, Greg. And speaking of Greg, it is my pleasure to introduce my co-host for the evening, Mr. Greg Johnson, UM School of Theater and Dance professor and the artistic director for the Montana Repertory Theater.
This is my co-host, Teresa Waldorf, adjunct professor in the School of Theater and Dance and the educational outreach coordinator for the Montana Repertory Theater.
And speaking of the Montana Repertory Theater, tonight's show is being co-produced by the Montana Repertory Theater and the Missoula Sunrise Rotary, and you'll be hearing more about both of them as the evening progresses.
You know, Teresa, I really liked how you said as the evening progresses.
Well, thanks, Greg. I really like how you said how the evening progresses.
Yeah, well, you know, tonight's theme is romance.
Yes.
And I thought that would get us off to kind of a really nice start.
Yeah, well, break a leg. And there's nothing more romantic than talking about sponsors. A big, warm, and romantic thank you goes out to all of tonight's generous sponsors. Their generous support enables the Missoula Sunrise Rotary to continue its ongoing programs for Missoula youth and lends a hand towards UM School of Theater and Dance and the Montana Repertory Theater's upcoming scholarships. So a big round of applause for Act One sponsor, the Washington Company. And each of our performers this evening will have a sponsor as well. Katie Clay was sponsored by D.A. Davidson and Company. Katie, by the way, is only 12 years old and has been singing and dancing since she was a very little girl. She'll be participating this fall in the Rocky Mountain Ballet's Montana Holiday Spectacular and the Moscow Ballet's Nutcracker, and we'll be seeing more of her as the evening progresses as well. And now the darlings of the Sunrise Rotary, Greg Johnson, Artistic Director for Montana Repertory Theater, and Guest Director of the Missoula Parking Commission, and Julie McFarland, Investment Agent with Farm Bureau Financial Services, in a little number they call Love and Romance.
The way you look at me, O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary, and E is even more than anyone can adore, and love is all I'm gonna give to you. Love is more than just a game for two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart, but please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. A 5, 6, 7, 8. Don't you know that love was made for me and
Oh, that was always so much fun. It's always so much fun dancing with Ann Guest. We were sponsored by Anderson and Zuman and Company. And now, Jeff Badnock, former executive director of the Missoula Redevelopment Agency, and a big part of the reason Missoula looks as beautiful as it does right now, doing his version of some Robert Burns poetry to the accompaniment of that traditional Scottish instrument, the bagpipe. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for Jeff Badnock.
In 2009, the Scottish people and the sons and daughters of Scotia all over the world are celebrating the 250th anniversary of the birth of the poet Robert Burns. Burns, for most Scots, tops the heap of Scotland's literary contributions to the world's literature. Part of his popularity stems from the choices of simple objects he wrote about, the kinds of things most people were aware of: a mouse, a louse, a farmer, a haggis. He also wrote brilliant social commentary and strove to promote and achieve egalitarian values. This first poem is about the worth of the common man and Burns' hope for universal brotherhood. A man's a man for all that, by Robert Burns. Is there for honest poverty that hangs his head and all that? The coward slave, we pass him by. We dare be poor for all that. For all that and all that, our toil's obscure and all that. The rank is but the guinea's stamp. The man's the gold for all that. What though we dine on hamely fare, wear hodden grey and all that? Gie fools their silks, and knaves their wine. A man's a man for all that. For all that and all that, their tinsel show and all that. The honest man, though e'er sae poor, is a king of men for all that. You see yon birkie called a lord, who struts and stares and all that. Though hundreds worship at his words, he's but a coof for all that. For all that and all that, his ribbon star and all that. The man of independent mind, he looks and laughs at all that. A prince can make a belted knight, a marquis, duke, and all that. But an honest man's a boon his might. Good faith, he mauna fall that. For all that and all that, their dignities for all that. The pith of sense and pride of worth are higher rank than all that. Then let us pray that come it may, and come it will for all that, that sense and worth o'er all the earth will bear the gree and all that. for all that and all that. It's coming yet for all that. That man to man, the world order, will brothers be for all that. Burns' other favorite subject was the subject of love, and considering tonight's theme is romance, it's only fitting. His affection for this theme is borne out in the many poems he wrote for his wife and for his girlfriend and for his other girlfriend and for his other girlfriend. I would like to close with this poem, perhaps one of Burns' most beloved and favored poems, My Love is Like a Red, Red Rose. Oh, my love is like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June. My love is like the melody that's sweetly sung in tune. As fair art thou, my bonny lass, so deep in love am I, and I will love thee still, my dear, till all the seas gang dry. Till all the seas gang dry, my dear, and the rocks melt with the sun, and I shall love thee still, my dear, while the sands of life shall run. So fare thee well, my own true love, and fare thee well a while, and I will come again, my love, though 'twere 10,000 miles. Thank you.
Jeff Badnock was sponsored by Home Resources, and the pipers joining him this evening were Steve Robertson and Henry Littlehales. And now a little treat that promises to be probably the most romantic number of the evening. Josh Slotnick, the farm director for Garden City Harvest, doing what he calls a farmer poem.
Hello. So I have to say I feel a little bit uneasy. I'm a vegetable grower from Missoula, Montana, about to read you a homemade poem, and I'm following Robert Burns. So I'm going to take a deep breath here. So as Teresa said, I work at the peas farm. That's my day job. But at home, I live on a farm as well. And the poem I'm going to read to you comes from that work. And you may see me vending at the farmer's market on Saturday mornings. And when I'm there on behalf of my family's farm. So the poem I'm about to read to you is called Triple Digits. And I wrote this to my son, Quinn. This is a farmer dad hot weather farmer's market poem. I'm the leading writer in this genre today. So here this is Triple Digits to Quinn, July 2007. Jostling like electrons, customers shoulder for position in a wide wiggling queue 6 feet across. The people in front extend to me over our farmer's market table stuffed plastic sacks of salad mix, bunches of carrots, handfuls of tomatoes, all poised for my right now attention. A shaggy, baggy, regular guy hands me a bunch of broccoli, and I put it on the scale. "That's $3 in broccoli," I say. "How about $2.50? Triple digits, third day in a row. Irrigation pipes on my shoulders burn through my shirt. Sweat stings my eyes. You are gone this afternoon and evening, being a regular kid. An intern, 5 years your senior, helps me move irrigation lines. The pipes clank on each other, bouncing with his all-over-the-place paces. He sets them down, walks back and forth, picks them up. The latches slip from their hooks. He retraces his steps. Graceful as a moth careening around a porch light or a drunk headed for the door. Watching him, I wince, and I know it won't be long and you will really be gone. How many evenings have you and I done this? While the sky goes pink to orange, the mountains flatten to silhouette in the west, we flop lines of pipe from one side of the main line to the other, juggle end caps, openers, tees, and elbows, soak the big squash for hours, keep the seed beds damp, the mowed beds dry, where I will till on Sunday. We close the gate, water rooster tailing through the hot air. $2.50? My farmer friend says he doesn't have enough pressure, enough hours in the day to keep his place from going dry before the water makes it around again. What would it be like, he asks. Regular people pass by the scorched earth on their way to the river beach. What would it be like to not care about water? I cannot remember, and this has always been your life. I see them downtown, regular people. I'm rushing to get back, stuck at the light. They slink through the crosswalk, iced coffees in hand, cool shades, slow sundress steps, short slid halfway down boxers. What would it be like? You will know soon enough, and I will inhale these colored clouds alone and remember all this. The broccoli in the bag, not as beautiful as it could be, but respectable. The silhouetted mountains are in it. Your farm childhood, the sweat in my eyes, the burn on my shoulder, the relentless worry for water. It's all there in a sack. No, not for $2.50, not for $3. You can't have the broccoli. Who's next?
Quite a treat. Josh was sponsored by Sullivan, Tarabachi, and Rhodes. I don't know about you, but broccoli and zucchini always gets me in a romantic mood. Speaking of romantic notions, I think there's something very romantic about the notion of a country conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Our next two guests this evening are from the political world, and they've become very good friends of mine over my 20 years here in Montana. Our first is Bob Brown, who is a senior fellow right now at the Mansfield Center. He's been Secretary of State for Montana. He's been in the House of Representatives. He's been a senator for Montana. He's been president of the Senate. And he's been a candidate for governor. And through the Sunrise Rotary, he's become a trusted and dear friend. And it's always an honor for me to share a stage with him. Tonight, we are going to salute losers as well as winners. And he's going to read an excerpt from Senator John McCain's gracious statement in defeat after the presidential election last year, and reminds us that sometimes it's as important to be as graceful in defeat as it is to exult in victory. So, ladies and gentlemen, Bob Brown.
Probably the most difficult speeches to give are those eulogizing a family member or concession speeches given after losing an election. Some believe that the finest concession speech ever delivered was by John McCain only a year ago to a sad crowd in Phoenix on the night of November 4th, 2008. My friends, we have come to the end of a long journey. The American people have spoken, and they have spoken clearly. A little while ago, I had the honor of calling Senator Barack Obama to congratulate him on being elected the next president of the country we both love. In a contest as long and difficult as this campaign has been, his success alone commands my respect for his ability and perseverance. But that he managed to win by inspiring the hopes of so many millions of Americans who had once wrongly believed that they had little at stake or little influence in the election of an American president is something I deeply admire and commend him for achieving. This is an historic election, and I recognize the special significance it has for African Americans and for the special pride that must be theirs tonight. A century ago, President Theodore Roosevelt's invitation to Booker T. Washington to dine at the White House was taken as an outrage in many quarters. America today is a world away from the cruel and prideful bigotry of that time. There is no better evidence of this than the election of an African American to the presidency of the United States. Let there be no reason now for any American to fail to cherish their citizenship in this, the greatest nation on earth. Senator Obama and I have had and argued our differences, and he has prevailed. No doubt many of those differences remain. These are difficult times for our country. But I pledge to him tonight to do all in my power to help him lead us through the many challenges we face. I urge all Americans who supported me to join me in not just congratulating him, but offering him, our next president, our goodwill and earnest effort to find ways to come together to find the necessary compromises in a dangerous world and leave our children and grandchildren a stronger, better country than we inherited. Whatever our differences, we are fellow Americans. I don't know what more we could have done to try to win this election. I'll leave that to others to determine. Every candidate makes mistakes, and I'm sure I've made my share of them. But I won't spend a moment of the future regretting what might have been. This campaign was and will remain the greatest honor of my life. And my heart is filled with nothing but gratitude for the experience and to the American people for giving me a fair hearing before deciding that Senator Obama and my old friend Joe Biden have the honor of leading us for the next 4 years. I would not be an American worthy of the name should I regret a fate that has allowed me the extraordinary privilege of serving my country for half a century. Today, I was a candidate for the highest office in the country I love so much, and tonight I remain her servant. That is blessing enough for anyone, and I thank the people of America for it. Tonight, more than any night, I hold in my heart nothing but love for this country and for all its citizens, whether they supported me or Senator Obama. And I wish Godspeed to the man who was my opponent and now will be my president. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
Thank you, Bob. And now, a voice and a figure well known to most of us at the university and in Montana, Harry Fritz, to read a selection from President Abraham Lincoln.
In your hands, my dissatisfied fellow countrymen, and not in mine, is the momentous issue of civil war. The government will not assail you. You can have no conflict without being yourselves the aggressors. You have no oath registered in heaven to destroy the government. while I shall have the most solemn one to preserve, protect, and defend it. I am loath to close. We are not enemies, but friends. We must not be enemies. Though passion may have strained, it must not break our bonds of affection. The mystic cords of memory, stretching from every battlefield and patriot grave to every living heart and hearthstone over all this broad land, will yet swell the chorus of the Union, when again touched, as surely they will be, by the better angels of our nature.
The last two gentlemen were sponsored by Missoula Federal Credit Union. And now, once again, an engaging performance by Miss Katie Clay, this time on point, and joined by her family, the Clay Family Singers, performing Only the Heart May Know.
Silent sea, tell this to me. Where are the children that we used to be?
At picture shows where nobody goes, and only the heart can see.
Starry skies, soft lullabies, where do they go when their melodies die?
To a day far, far away, that only the heart may know.
Friends we knew followed us through all of the days of our lives. Love we shared waits for us there, where wishes forever reside. Falling tears, memories muse. Where are the summers? Oh, where are the years?
Carried far to a wandering star, that only the heart may know.
Friends we knew followed us through all of the days of our lives. Love we shared waits for us there, where our wishes forever reside. Starry skies, soft lullabies, where do they go when their melodies die? To a day far, far away, that only the heart
That was a treat. Just lovely, lovely. They were sponsored by Salt Studio. The next act is sure to bring a thrill to your heart from the Community Medical Center, and they've asked me to read this short disclaimer. Due to our strong personal convictions, we wish to stress that this performance in no way endorses a belief in the occult. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are thrilled to have from the Community Medical Center, Kelly Brewster, Alwyn Church, Brenda DeForti, Carol Nieper, Michael Lakaitis, Carrie McLean, and the Community Thrillers.
Sponsored by First Security Bank and Community Medical Center. Julio Morales' bio says he reluctantly lets others coerce him into singing in public once in a while. All we can say is thanks to whomever did the coercing this time around. Sit back and enjoy, ladies and gentlemen, Cuban Love Song by Julio Morales.
Tanto tiempo disfrutamos de ese amor, nuestras almas se acercaron tanto así, que yo guardo tu sabor, pero tú llevas también sabor a mí. Si negaras mi presencia en tu vivir, bastaría un abrazarte y conversar. Tanta vida yo te di que por fuerza tienes ya un sabor a mí. No pretendo ser tu dueño, no soy nada, yo no tengo vanidad. De mi vida doy lo bueno, soy tan pobre que otra cosa puedo dar. Pasarán más de 1000 años y muchos más. Yo no sé si tenga amor la eternidad, pero allá tal como aquí, en la boca llevarás sabor a mí. Mi presencia en tu vivir, bastaría un abrazarte y conversar. Tanta vida yo te di que por fuerza tienes ya un sabor a mí. No pretendo ser tu dueño, no soy nada, yo no tengo vanidad. De mi vida doy lo bueno, soy tan pobre que otra cosa puedo dar. Pasarán más de 1000 años y muchos más. Yo no sé si tenga amor la eternidad, pero allá tal como aquí, en la boca llevarás sabor a mí. Sabor a mí. Muchas gracias.
good. Pretty good. I don't think I ever told Julio this, but I was at a Ann Guest's house up at Flathead Lake this summer, and Julio was by the campfire singing, I think he sang that song. And at that moment, I realized that the theme for this evening should be romance, and I don't think you can blame me. Yeah. Julio was sponsored by Same Sky Tickets. In 2008, the Missoula Cultural Council awarded Ray and Susie Richaud the Cultural Achievement Award for supporting the arts and enhancing the quality of life here in Missoula. And here they are this evening to join us to do just that. Ladies and gentlemen, Ray and Susie Richaud.
We're going to sing a Bob Dylan love song.
When the rain is blowing in your face and the whole world is on your case, I could offer you this warm embrace to make you feel my love. When evening shadows and the stars appear and there's no one there to dry your tears, I can hold you for a million years to make you feel my love. I know you haven't made your mind up yet, but I would never do you wrong. I've known it from the moment that we met. No doubt in my mind where you belong. I'd go hungry, I'd go blind for you. I'd go crawling down the avenue. There is nothing that I wouldn't do to make you feel my love. The storms are raging on the rolling sea, and on that highway of regret, the winds of change are blowing wild and free. You ain't seen nothing like me yet. I could make you happy, make your dreams come true. There is nothing that I wouldn't do. Go to the ends of the earth with you to make you feel my love. To make you feel my love.
Me and two of the backstage girls were all doing the same thing. We're just standing there going, was it lovely? Just lovely. They were sponsored by Boyce Lumber and Design Center. I would like to take a moment to thank and introduce our amazing accompanist, Miss Jody Marshall. We're going to be hearing a lot more from Jody in the second act, and she'll actually be spotlighted and doing some solos. And now the Act One finale. Soon to complete his music degree here at the University of Montana, a young man named Royce McIntosh. Wait till you hear him sing. He's going to be singing If Ever I Would Leave You from Camelot.
Toujours j'ai eu la même vue sur terre en déesse et un ciel en deux. Un homme désire paraître heureux sur terre en déesse et un ciel en deux. Years may come, years may go, this I know will e'er be so. The reason to live is only to love a goddess on earth and a god above. If ever I would leave you, how could it be in summer? How I'd leave in summer, I never would know. Your hair streaked with sunlight, your lips red as flame, your face with a luster that puts gold to shame. But if I'd ever leave you, how could it be in autumn? How I'd leave in autumn, I never would go. I've seen how you sparkle when fall nips the air. I know you in autumn, and I must be there. Or could I leave you running merrily through the snow? Or on a wintry evening when you catch the fire's glow? If ever I would leave you, how could it be in springtime, knowing how in spring I'm bewitched by you so? Oh no, not in springtime, summer, winter, or fall. No, never could I leave you at all. If ever I would leave you, how could it be in springtime, knowing how in spring I'm bewitched by you so? Oh no, not in springtime, summer, winter, or fall. No, never could I leave you at all.
that was a treat. If you want to hear more of that gentleman's lovely voice, he was just cast as Scrooge in MCT's production of A Christmas Carol coming up. And so, Our Neighbors Across the River, yes. And he was sponsored by Warden and Thane. There's more great fun and romance after a short intermission coming up right now. But before we go, we'd like to thank the following sponsors for the intermission and the reception before and after. They are Rushmore Industries, Glenn and Jen Marangelo, Carol Gaub, Damian Corey at ABC Steamless, Two Seagulls, Jed Dennison, Zill Estate Real Estate, Billingsley Moran Builders, Tom Swenson, Bank of Montana, Brenda Thayer, Wells and McKittrick PC, Boyle Devney and Mayer CPA, Farmer Farm Bureau Financial Services, Rowdy's Cabin, and a special thanks to the intermission sponsor, Allegiance Benefit Plan Management. See you in 15 minutes. Thank you very much. Hello, we're all coming back. Good to see you. This is a bit of the commercial part of the show. As you know, I'm Greg Johnson. I'm the artistic director of the Montana Repertory Theater, and I'm very proud to have been heading up this company for the last 20 years. And we consider ourselves a full-service theater company, which means we do all kinds of things. As I speak to you tonight, the company is actually in Oxford, Mississippi, performing To Kill a Mockingbird in that very famous, for many reasons, southern town, home of Faulkner and other great southern writers. And just imagine a bunch of University of Montana students who are in the company with professional actors from New York and Chicago and Seattle, all working together to bring that incredible story, To Kill a Mockingbird, all over the country. For the last 7 months, they've been on the road doing that, and they get scholarships that you're contributing to with your dollars tonight to help them continue to do that. So on behalf of the Montana Repertory Theater, I want to thank you very, very much for helping us continue that program. Our educational outreach program is tonight is in Power, Montana, and it's headed for Conrad, Montana tomorrow. When they're done by Thanksgiving, they'll have been in 50 Montana communities doing a show based on the writings of Edgar Allan Poe that, as I stand here tonight, is getting wonderful reviews. The students are really enjoying it, and the communities who have hosted us are really giving us fabulous feedback about how much they're enjoying this very comical but also very insightful and interesting approach to Edgar Allan Poe, one of the great American writers. And next week, in 2 weeks, down at the Crystal Theater, we have Fully Committed, which is an incredible comedy that's opening down in our downtown venue. And every summer, as you know, we have the Colony, where playwrights, major playwrights, Pulitzer Prize-winning playwrights, Tony Award-winning playwrights from all over the country come to here to work with the core of writers that we're developing in Missoula to help create the next generation of American writers for stage and screen. So as I say, we're doing a lot. We're very ambitious, and we couldn't do it without the incredible support of this community and the University of Montana. It's a very unique theater company in that it's the only professional theater company that is so uniquely and symbiotically linked to a training program. All the students, many students who are in the training program get to go on the national tour or work at the Crystal or in the educational outreach or work in the Colony in the summer times. We are totally unique. There are many colleges that host professional theaters. That's fairly common, but a professional theater that is linked to the training program is much rarer, and there are only 1 or 2 in the country, and we're one of them. And I think it's an incredible training opportunity for students to be able to work with professionals who come here to work with them, directors and designers, and then send them out on the road, where if you're in Iowa or you're in Michigan, they don't really care that you're the best darn thing from Missoula, Montana. They want to see a good show, and the students learn discipline, they learn professionalism, and they learn how to do their job every night, night in and night out for month after month, and they come back professionalized, and they come back very different, and they come back better students. So we should be very proud that at this point in time, the largest professional touring company of serious plays, not musicals, in the country is the Montana Repertory Theater. I personally have many people to thank for the job I do. First, the chair of the School of Theater Dance, Mark Dean, the rep staff, who I just enjoy coming to work with every day, Steve Wing, Teresa Waldorf, who you've met, Selena Chatlin, Nicole Pellant, Bobby Gutierrez, who's directed this evening's production, Hannah Yazzolino, all of the faculty, especially Mike Monsos, who helped us with the set, Brian Kishub, who's done the lights, Robert Harsh, who's done the sound, all the crew and people on the spots, and the world's most fascinating and interesting stage manager, Joey Spano. Let's have a big hand for everybody who put this together. And last, before I introduce the president of Sunrise Rotary, I am a Sunrise Rotarian, and I can tell you, this is the second year doing this, and not just doing this, but going to the meetings every Wednesday morning, the camaraderie, the friendship, the laughs, the insight, the guests, the breakfast conversation. It's all been so fulfilling to my life for the last 3 years that I've been a member. I cannot begin to tell you. It is a group of people who are vital, who are vibrant, who are alive to the world's problems. Susan will tell you about this. But just in terms of what happens in Missoula, how things get done in Missoula, who gets taken care of in Missoula from the youth to the age, there is no better organization in this town or in this country and frankly in the world than Rotary, and specifically Sunrise Rotary. So let's hear it for Sunrise Rotary. So without any further ado, it's my great pleasure to introduce a dear friend and this year's president of Sunrise Rotary, the newlywed, Susan Hay Kramer.
Thank you. I have 45 minutes of prepared remarks, so please pay attention. Good evening, and thank you for being here tonight. As Greg said, I'm Susan Hay Kramer, and it is my honor and privilege to be this year's president of Missoula Sunrise Rotary, one of 3 great Rotary clubs in Missoula. In a city of many vibrant service organizations, we like to think of our club as the best. Our motto, service above self, is really an animating force that is translated over the last several years into tens of thousands of dollars, actually hundreds of thousands of dollars, and countless hours of volunteer service that has benefited nonprofit organizations in Missoula and around the world. Our club has a special focus on serving the youth of Missoula, and we're very proud of the organizations we've supported in our 20-year history. Places like youth homes, Watson Children's Shelter, the Poverello Center's Joseph Residence, Flagship, the Carol Graham Home, and the list goes on. But we don't just write checks. Sunrise Rotarians spend time with kids. On many weekends during the year, you'll find us skiing with kids at Discovery, taking them on bike rides, discovering nature at the Lee Metcalf Wildlife Refuge, or as we're doing tomorrow, enjoying hot apple cider and Halloween treats at a pumpkin patch with youth home kids. Sunrise Rotary is part of Rotary International, the world's oldest and arguably its most effective service organization, with more than 1 million members in 200 countries. Rotarians work locally and internationally to combat hunger, improve health and sanitation, provide education and training, promote peace, and eradicate polio under the motto of service above self. Over the last 20 years, Rotary has invested more money than any other single non-governmental organization in the fight against polio. The fact that polio persists in just a handful of countries is in large part due to the efforts of Rotarians worldwide, including right here in Missoula. Rotarians have vaccinated more than 2 billion children worldwide and helped reduce polio by 99%. Service above self is our Rotary motto, but I think everyone in our club would agree that service enriches self. I think we'd all say that our lives are better because of the help and service we've come together to provide. We meet for breakfast and, as Greg said, camaraderie every Wednesday morning at 7:15 at the Blue Canyon on North Reserve Street, and we're always looking for caring business and community folks to join us. Please consider that an invitation. Tonight is not just about coming together to showcase Missoula's hidden talent, or in the case of my performance, showcasing a lack of talent that should remain hidden. Tonight is, I hope you drank a lot at intermission. Tonight is really about raising funds to support the scholarship program of Montana Rep, the country's oldest and most respected touring company, and to raise money to support Sunrise Rotary and our youth activities. I want to thank everyone at Montana Rep for once again partnering us, for making us amateurs feel like stars and look like stars. And I also want to thank the many sponsors that have made tonight possible. They're listed in your program. Please join me in giving them a hand. We hope you're enjoying tonight's performances. We thank you for being here, and we hope to see you at a Rotary meeting soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Susan. And I want to give a special thanks to Act 2 sponsor, First Interstate Bank. Jody, upcoming player, is once again the wonderful Jody Marshall. She's going to usher in Act 2 for us. She's talented, she's vibrant. I don't know if you've ever had the wonderful occasion to spend time with Jody, but she's also one of the funniest and delightful people I've ever met. She just got back from the Jerry Lewis Telethon, playing for them. She was the recipient of Missoula's Blues and Jazz Society's first award, and we're so lucky to have her with us tonight. And now, performing a solo for us, Jody Marshall. What'd I tell you? Jody was sponsored by Felton and Zahn Dental Care. And now something just rather exciting has happened. We're having a little change in the show order. And I'm not going to tell you why. I'm just going to tell you that the gentleman that comes out has to be at work at a particular time tonight. And we're running a little past when he expected us to be running. And so I'm not even going to say who it is because you'll figure it out when you see him. But I just need to say that he's incredibly talented. We're so happy he's joining us. But it also means that Arnie Didier and company, if you're out there in the audience, your act is being moved up one, okay? So you will now be following the comedy team of Chris Warden and Kara McCarthy, all right? Okay, so let's see if you can figure out who's going to be singing for us My Kind of Town, someone very famous here in Missoula.
I'm not that famous, and would you all do me a favor and email the station and tell them to let me off the next time I'm in something like this, okay? That would really be nice. I love the big cities. I love the small cities. One of the larger cities I really love is Chicago. How many of you like Chicago in some way? All right. And you know, I've always been a big Frank Sinatra fan, and so I've always loved this song. And so I'd like to sing a song that pays tribute to the Windy City, where they have tornadoes and blizzards and the most exciting weather in the Midwest. All right. Don't ever, ever ask me what Chicago is. Just a minute, Jody. You know, I do like Chicago. One of my other favorite towns, I'm from Kansas, and I like Lawrence. It's a real cool town. Yeah. But you know what? Jody, you're from Chicago. It's probably in your top 5. It's in my top 5, but it's not number 1. I think this is number 1 with both me and Jody. So let's start over, okay? Don't ever, ever ask me what Missoula is, unless you've got an hour or 2 or 3, 'cause I need time to tell you what Missoula is. All the things Missoula is to me. Gee, it's my kind of town. Missoula is my kind of town. Missoula is my kind of people too. People who smile at you, and each time I roam, Missoula is calling me home. Missoula is one town that won't let you down. It's my kind of town. This is my kind of town. Missoula is my kind of town. Missoula is my kind of razzmatazz, and it has all that jazz, and each time I leave, Missoula is tugging my sleeve. Missoula is the Wilma Building. Missoula is the Garden City. Missoula is the Gay Men's Chorus. Missoula is Malfunction Junction. Missoula is one town that won't let you down. It's my kind of town.
Thank you, Mark. That was lovely, 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 lovely. Mark's sponsor was the Northwestern Energy. Now for something completely different, we're gonna take you back to a time. Now, either you were part of one of these, or your neighbor had one, or your best friend had one. It's a staple of the American growing up. It's where a lot of music is made, and it's quintessentially American, and it's called the American Garage Band. And we all know the sound, we all know the feel, and when you think about it, probably every band that ever existed started from somebody's garage or basement somewhere. I remember growing up in New Jersey, we used to play in a friend's basement. A lot of Bruce Springsteen stuff, and we were awfully good. So, in tribute this evening to all the garage bands in all the world, we've got two really loyal and faithful and great Sunrise Rotarians, Derek Smith and Trevor Lewis. Yeah! Take us back to Garage Band. Ladies and gentlemen, Derek Smith and Trevor Lewis.
was so romantic. Ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a real treat now. This upcoming foursome really was stunning last night, and I'm sure they're going to be again this evening. They are a group of very close friends, as I understand it, doing jazz impressions, and their names are Pat Montgomery, Carla Green, Mickey Singer, and Ron Meisner.
I want a Sunday kind of love, a love to last past Saturday night, a love that's really more than love at first sight. I want a Sunday kind of love. Love that's on the square. Can't seem to find somebody who cares. I'm on a lonely road that leads nowhere. I want a Sunday kind of love. I do my Sunday dreaming, and all my Sunday scheming, every minute, every hour of the day. I'm hoping to discover a Sunday kind of lover who'll show me the way my arms need. Someone to enfold, to keep me warm when the Mondays and Tuesdays grow cold. A love for all my life to have and to hold. I want a Sunday kind of love. Oh, here comes Pat. Don't give me Tuesday. For heaven's sake, not Wednesday, not Thursday, nor Friday. I don't want a Saturday. Just give me a simple Sunday kind of love. Just give me a simple Sunday kind of love. One simple Sunday kind of love. Oh, give me a simple Sunday kind of love. It's very clear our love is here to stay, not for a year, but ever and a day. The radio movies that we know, they're just passing fancies, and in time they'll go. But oh my dear, our love is here to stay. Together we're going a long, long way. In time the Rockies may crumble, the Broadway may tumble, they're only made of clay, but our love is here to stay. It's very clear our love is here to stay. Not for a year, but ever and a day. The radio, telephone, movies that we know, they're just passing fancies, and in time they'll go. But oh my dear, my love is here to stay. Not for a year, but ever and a day. In time the Rockies may crumble, the Broadway may tumble, they're only made of clay. But our love is here. Our love is here. Our love is here to stay. Thank you.
Very, very sweet, lady and gentlemen. Very sweet. Yeah. We forgot to mention that the Garage Band was sponsored by Two Creek Montour Ranch, and the jazz you just heard was sponsored by the Betty team at Lambros Realty. I'm just very thrilled to be able to introduce our next act because she's one of my best friends and has shared many a laugh and cocktail with me and fun and adventure in this great little town. And she's also an incredible supporter of the arts, quietly, silently, with the symphony, the jazz ensemble, the jazzula, the whole, with everything that they're doing with the jazz at the university, the Buddy DeFranco thing in the springtime. Kathy's a very strong and quiet hand behind it all. She's also an incredibly generous friend. And she's got a fabulous voice, and she's just great to watch on stage. So it is with a distinct pleasure that I introduce the lovely and talented Dr. Kathy Capps.
He's a fool, and don't I know it? But a fool can have his charms. I'm in love, and don't I show it like a babe in arms? same old sad sensation. Lately, I've not slept a wink since that half-pint imitation put me on the blink. I'm wild again, beguiled again, a simpering, whimpering child again, bewitched, bothered, and bewildered am I. I couldn't sleep, and I wouldn't sleep until I could sleep where I shouldn't sleep. Bewitched, bothered, and bewildered am I. Lost my heart, but what of it? My mistake, I agree. He's a laugh, and I love it, although the laugh's on me. I'm vexed again, perplexed again. Thank God I can be oversexed again. Bewitched, bothered, and bewildered am I. Thank you.
Beautiful. That was Kathy Capps, and her sponsor was the River City Family Health. Our next act this evening,
Greg, it's actually.
No, I got it.
No, it's my turn.
No, I got it.
It's my turn.
I got it. This next act needs no introduction, but I'll introduce them anyway. The Hooter Girls Revue.
If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I'd been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I'd been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I'd been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I'd been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Now what do you
were sponsored by Chris and Lori Warden. And now a few more laughs with Community Medical Center's Community Relations Coordinator, Kara McCarthy, and Chris Warden, Vice President of Technology for Washington Business Services.
No, I love you. No, I love you. I said I love you. Oh, hold on, sweetie. I have a call coming in on the other line. It might be for work. Don't forget to pick me up later. Hello, Super Duper Computer Store.
Thanks.
Can I help you?
Thanks. I'm setting up an office in my den, and I'm thinking about buying a computer.
A Mac?
No, my name's Sue.
No, your computer.
I don't own a computer. I want to buy one.
A Mac?
I told ya, my name's Sue.
What about Windows?
Why? Will it get stuffy in here?
No, do you want a computer with Windows?
I don't know. What will I see when I look at the windows?
You'll see wallpaper.
Never mind the windows. I need a computer and software.
Oh, software for Windows?
No, on my computer. I need something I can use to write proposals, track expenses, and run my business. What do you have?
Office.
Yeah? For my office. Can you recommend anything?
I just did.
You just did what?
Recommend something.
You recommended something?
Yes.
For my office.
Yes.
Okay, what did you recommend for my office?
Office.
Yes, for my office.
I recommend Office with Windows.
I already have an office with windows. Okay, let's just say I'm sitting at my computer and I want to type a proposal. What do I need?
Word.
What word?
Word in Office.
Okay, the only word in office is office.
No, the word in Office for Windows.
Which word in office for Windows?
The word you get when you click on the blue W.
I'm gonna click your blue W if you don't start with some straight answers. Okay, what about financial bookkeeping? You have anything I can track my money with?
Money.
That's right. What do you have?
I have money.
I need money to track my money.
It comes bundled with your computer.
What's bundled with my computer?
Money.
Money comes with my computer.
Yep, at no extra charge.
I get a bundle of money with my computer? How much?
You get one copy.
Isn't it illegal to copy money?
Microsoft gave us a license to copy money.
They gave you a license to copy money?
Why not? They own it.
A few days later.
Hello, Super Duper Computer Store. Can I help you?
How do I turn my computer off?
Well, first, you click on the start.
Nerds are so frustrating. How could anybody love them?
Hi, baby. How was work?
Oh. I love you.
That was really cute, wasn't it? They were sponsored by Two Seagulls Photography. Do you hear, does anyone hear that? Do you hear like animal noises or something? What? Yeah. Oh, never mind. I guess it's just part of the next act or something like that. Anyway, the Arnie Didier Players in The Call of the Wild, and I've been asked to tell you to put on your antlers, please.
Now that is something you do not see every day. That was so cool. The lovely lady we have following that extraordinary act. That was sponsored, by the way, by Sashko Incorporated. And now one of the great darlings of the evening is this young lady is was a student at the university. She's now working her way in, as she says, she was in the acting directing, and she was a recipient of not necessarily the scholarship that came from this, but one of the scholarships that we can afford to give really promising students. And she's finished her training here, and she's out in the world, and she's worked for the Montana Repertory Theater. She was on the national tour of Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, and she's also the lovely lady who brings us our eggs and our omelets on Wednesday mornings at the Blue Canyon, and we couldn't be more thrilled to have her on our stage because she brings such a smile and light to our life every morning, every Wednesday morning, and helps us get our Wednesday started in a very beautiful way. So please welcome Tasha Gates.
Somewhere out there lullaby. It helps to think we're sleeping underneath the same big sky. Somewhere out there, if love can see us through, then we'll be together somewhere out there, out where dreams come true.
Thank you, Tasha. That was just lovely. Her sponsor was Majestic Mountain Real Estate. And what evening would be complete without a group of professional dancers? No, I mean professionals dancing. Yes, that's what I meant. Ladies and gentlemen, you know them all by looks and face. They're a fabulous group. And I'm very proud to introduce to you the not-for-profit CEO, Chorus Line.
I think we have quite a few people performing tonight that are suddenly going to go into the field of acting and singing, don't you? It's just so much fun. They were sponsored by Maud West. And now the romance continues with one of Missoula's most gifted vocalists, the tall, the talented, the handsome, the just having been on stage, Joel Langford, singing Sophisticated Lady.
They say into your early life romance came, and in this heart of yours burned a flame that flickered one day and died away. Then, with disillusion deep in your eyes, you learn that fools in love soon grow wise. The years have changed you somehow. I see you now. Smoking, drinking, never thinking of tomorrow. Nonchalant, diamonds flashing, dining, dancing with some man in a restaurant. Is that all you really want? No. Sophisticated lady, I know you miss a love you lost long ago. And when nobody is nigh, you cry. Za-da-da-da-da-dum-dum. Sweet bum, zoodoo-dee-ya, zoodoo-ah, doo-doo-doo-ah, doo-doo-da, zoodoo-dee-da-dee-ya, zoo. sa bum di dum 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 ya da dum. Smoking, drinking, never thinking of tomorrow. Nonchalant, dining, dancing with some man in a restaurant. Is that all you really want? No. Sophisticated lady, I know you miss the love you lost long ago. And when nobody is nigh, you cry, you cry, you cry, you cry, you cry.
Thank you, Joel. Joel was sponsored by Pitchfork Investment Company. Our next performer is Jerry McGowan. Jerry has played music all of his life. He's written several songs about his love for the Treasure State. He's produced one CD and has plans in the work for a second to be completed by mid-2010. Here to sing his original composition, the Montana Song, Jerry McGowan.
I put off coming out here as long as I could because I'm the last one to come. I hate to see the show come to an end. I'd like to dedicate this song tonight to a very dear friend of mine who passed away very recently, a young man who was as Montanan as anyone I've ever met since I moved here. His name was Scott Meacham. And I don't know if any of you ever knew Scott, but if you did, you really sensed the heart and soul of what this beautiful place is all about. And the other person I'd like to thank is my wife, Beverly, for bringing me here in the first place. There's a place out in the Rockies where the sky just never ends. I'd like to call it heaven, and the people there my friends. You can watch the treetops touch the sky as the tamaracks stand tall. The air and water are fresh and clean and intoxicate us all. It's a place that I come home to, guess I've been away too long. I'll never leave this place again while my heart can sing its song. And I'm back home in Montana, this is where I wanna be. This is where I found myself and my true love has brought me. This is where my true love brought me, where we two will settle down. We'll find ourselves a little place on the outskirts of some town, where the antelope run wild and free on the prairies that abound, where the trickle of the stream out back is a solitary sound. It's a place that I come home to, guess I've been away too long. I'll never leave this place again while my heart can sing its song. And I'm back home in Montana, this is where I wanna be. This is where I found myself, and my true love has found me. Now the winters here are really cold, as the snow drifts across the plains, and the old brown barns help mark the way, standing under weathered vanes, and the horses run past fences where the white-tailed deer all play, leaping over hills on the mountainside where the sleeping bears still lay. It's a place that I come home to, guess I've been away too long. I'll never leave this place again while my heart can sing its song. I'm back home in Montana, this is where I wanna be. This is where I found myself, and my true love has found me. Yeah, this is where we both will live, and it's here we both will die. A place so full of wonder that its beauty makes you cry. And when the time comes to pass on, it is here we both will stay. Let 'em cast our ashes to the wind and let 'em rest right where they lay. It's a place that I come home to, guess I've been away too long. I'll never leave this place again while my heart can sing its song. I'm back home in Montana, this is where I wanna be. This is where I found myself, and my true love has found me.
That was beautiful. Stay here, stay with us, Jerry. That's what I would call an authentic Montana voice. Another hand for Jerry. And we are very proud, the Montana Repertory Theater is proud to have been the sponsor for Jerry this evening. I would like to thank very quickly, before we enter our finale, the people who helped us make this happen tonight: Kara McCarthy, Chris Warden, Julie Suzanne Kramer, and guest Arnie Didier, Bobby Clay, and of course, I forgot to mention earlier, Lindy Kuhn, who always makes Ann and I look good when we're dancing. Let's have a hand for those people. And now we're going to bring out the entire ensemble for a rousing finale of The Spirit of Montana.